الحمد لله الحمد لله خالق الوجود من العدم وجاعل النور من الظلم ومخرج الصبر من الألم فملقي التوبة على الندم فنشكره على المصائب كما نشكره على النعم ونصلي على رسوله الأكرم ذي الشرف الأشم والنور الأتم والكتاب المحكم وكمال النبيين والخاتم سيد ولد آدم الذي بشر به عيسى بن مريم ودعا لبعثته إبراهيم عليه السلام حين كان يرفع قواعد بيت الله المحرم، فصلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أتباعه خير الأمم الذين بارك الله بهم كافة الناس العرب منهم والعجم. الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبره تكبيرا. والحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. والحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا، فصلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها، وإن كل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم على لسان إبراهيم عليه الصلاة والسلام: وكيف أخاف ما أشركتم ولا تخافون أنكم أشركتم بالله ما لم ينزل به عليكم سلطانا فأي الفريقين أحق بالأمن إن كنتم تعلمون الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله، اللهم اجعلنا من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر، آمين يا رب العالمين. أما بعد, I'd like to start the khutbah today by reminding myself and all of you of the bravery and the courage of Ibrahim alayhi salam when he was a very young man. He had not yet left the family, and he was still living with his father when he realized that only one God should be worshipped. And when he made this declaration, when he actually came out publicly and criticized people worshipping the sun, or people worshipping stars, or people worshipping the moon, when he made that declaration, he knew that he's going to get in a lot of trouble. And he had no support. It's not like his father is going to protect him. As a matter of fact, one of the people that was angriest with him is in his own family. So he has no support at home, he has no support outside, he's completely alone, and he has said these things. And as a young man, a teenager if you will, he should be terrified. Where's he going to go if everybody kicks him out, if everybody's angry with him? On top of all of that, people are saying, you have spoken about our gods, and these gods will curse you, and they will ruin your life. And they're scaring him of all these different superstitions that he's supposed to be terrified. And in response to that fear, in Surah Al-An'am, he starts talking back to them, and he says, وَكَيْفَ أَخَافُ مَا أَشْرَكْتُمْ. How can I be afraid of the things you put next to Allah? You put these gods and these idols and these imaginary figures, these divinities next to Allah, and you want me to be afraid of them. وَأَنَّكُمْ وَلَا تَخَافُونَ أَنَّكُمْ أَشْرَكْتُمْ بِاللَّهِ. And you're not afraid that you have put someone next to Allah. I'm not the one who should be scared, you're the ones who should be scared. And so he says, لَا تَخَافُونَ أَنَّكُمْ أَشْرَكْتُمْ بِاللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ عَلَيْكُمْ سُلْطَانًا. There is no proof that you have for what you believe. Allah did not send any such proof to you that you should have this kind of faith, this kind of belief. And you're getting angry at me, and you think I should be scared. You're the ones who should be scared. And then he doesn't stop there, and he says something very profound, and that's actually the real subject of my khutbah today. He said, فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Which of the two groups should be more deserving of amn? The Arabic word he used in the Quran is amn. Which of the two groups deserve more amn? If you people know, if you have any idea. And that's his way of saying, you people have no idea. You people have no idea which of the two deserves to have amn. Now I'm purposely not translating the word amn, and I will as I go through the course of this khutbah. He then adds, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَمْ يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ. Who deserves to have amn? Those who actually believe, and those who did not mix and put together their belief with wrongdoing. So not only do they have faith, they did not corrupt their faith by mixing wrongdoing with that faith. أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. Those are the people that deserve amn. And they're the ones that are they're walking on the right path. Those are the people on the right path. So what I wanted to focus first in this khutbah on is the meaning of the word amn. From it we also get the word iman. From it you also say at the end of the Fatiha, Ameen. From it you also get the name of Allah, Al-Mu'min. From it you also get the name of a believer, the Mu'min, Mu'mineen. So this word is at the center of so much that is talked about in the Quran. As a matter of fact, when Allah addresses us, He addresses us as people of Iman from the same origin. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, or qad aflaha al-mu'minun. So this word that we hear all the time, it's probably appropriate for me. I thought I should go back and review what is the essence of this word. What does it actually mean? And maybe we can get some insight into what Ibrahim alayhi salam is saying when he refers to another word from the same origin, and that's al-amn. You know, in old Arabic before Islam, they used to say naqatun amun, a camel that is very strong. They used to call it amun, meaning it has a lot of inner strength. It doesn't look like it's very strong on the outside, but it's very muscular on the inside, and it can carry a heavy weight. So it's unpredictably strong and has inner strength, and so it was called amun. Al-amin, they talked about a person that would run away and go inside of a fort or a castle that has secure gates and locks. And the person who is inside is amin, meaning they are safe inside of a fort. They're very strong. The protection around them is very strong. Just like the camel's body is very strong, protecting it, the same way a person inside a fort is strong now because they're taking advantage of the strength of the fort that they're inside. The word al-amana, which is commonly translated as a trust, amana is actually used in Old Arabic for al-wadi'a, meaning when you give, back in the day when people used to travel, you didn't have banks, right? So if you have gold or you have important things in your house, you cannot just leave them in your house. So you took them to your neighbor or somebody you trust, and you say, here's my jewelry, or here are my valuable things, please keep them with you. And they would put them inside of a safe, or they would bury them under the ground, or they would put them under lock and key. They put it somewhere very safe, and it's very strong security, so you can't get inside. That thing was called amana. And from it was the idea, implicit from the idea is giving somebody a trust. But actually the original meaning is strong security. It's actually strong security, al-wadi'a, that the word was used for. From it we get the name of Allah, Al-Mu'min. And the word Al-Mu'min actually means that Allah puts that sense of security inside of our hearts. Allah gives us security. Allah makes us safe. And that's why some of the commentators on the names of Allah say Mu'min comes in the meaning of Mu'ammin. Yani Allah puts security and safety all around you. He sends angels around you that protect you. Our body is not strong enough to protect us. If a car comes or a truck comes or a tree falls on you, our body can't handle that kind of hit. But Allah Azza wa Jal sends yusilu alaykum hafadha. He sends guardians all around you that protect you. You don't even know that you're being protected all the time. And that's part of His name, Al-Mu'min. He's protecting and securing you. Now the believer is also called Al-Mu'min. And the reason a believer is called Al-Mu'min is that he takes faith in Allah and he puts it safely inside his or her heart. And it's safe inside. Like they've put something in there that will not be taken out. This is Iman. Iman is a treasure that is kept safe, that is strong, that makes you strong. And this idea of Iman is actually to give somebody strength, inner strength, based on the truth that they have taken in. When something goes deep inside and it's so safe that you cannot take it out, that's called Iman. That's actually called Iman. When we pray the Fatiha and we tell Allah, غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ, and we say Ameen, we are asking Allah to take our dua and accept it. Just like we accept something in our hearts, we're asking Allah, taqabbal. We're asking Allah, take this dua and take it in for us. Make it secure for us. Make it safe for us. So that this is accepted by you, Ya Rabb. We're actually turning that back and begging Allah Azza wa Jal to take it in and make it safe for ourselves. Now from that word comes the idea of a person feeling safe, a person feeling secure, a person feeling at ease and calm, because when you feel safe, you're no longer anxious, you're no longer nervous, you can sleep with calm. If sometimes you're going to sleep at home and you hear a noise downstairs, what's going, because you don't feel safe. Or somebody's driving and they hear a really loud sound, they get startled because they don't feel safe. The idea of Iman is someone who feels deeply safe inside. Ibrahim alayhi salam was not safe. Everybody was angry at him. His father was angry at him. Some people say it was his uncle. Fine, his uncle's angry at him. The village is angry at him. People are even ready eventually to burn him alive. They're going to burn him alive. He's not safe at all. And yet he turns around and says, which one is safer, you or me? I have Iman inside. I'm actually safe. فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. If you had any idea, you think I should be scared? You're the one who should be scared. I am actually the safest. Anybody who has Iman inside is in the safest place. It's a remarkable thing to understand that when a believer has Iman, then all the things on the outside that are supposed to be scary, that are supposed to be terrifying, all of those things you can handle them now. Because you have the most amazing safety inside of you already, and that is your Iman. But he says, he doesn't just say, I have Iman. He says, فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Those who put that aman inside of themselves. وَلَمْ يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ. This is the scary part of the ayah. He said the ones that are saved are not just the ones who have Iman, but then they don't put anything else in their heart that mixes with it and makes it impure. So he says, he uses the word labs. He didn't use the word badal. وَلَمْ يُبْدِلُوا. No. وَلَمْ يُغَيِّرُوا. No. وَلَمْ يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ. And labs in Arabic, you know, the word libas comes from it, clothing. Labas also means to cover something. So libas because the clothing covers us. But labas is also used for mixing something, because the clothing becomes a part of you, right? And it becomes almost like one with you. When something fuses together, that becomes labas also. In other words, now they have their faith inside of their hearts, but they don't let anything else mix in with that faith. And what's that other thing? The Quran calls it zulm, wrongdoing. They don't mix their Iman with wrongdoing. They don't let anything wrong go inside of their hearts. When the Sahaba heard this ayah, some of them got very depressed. And they said to the Prophet ﷺ, وَأَيُّنَا لَا يَظْلِمُ. Who of us does not do wrong? Everybody does wrong. We make mistakes all the time. So our Iman is mixed with zulm all the time. And they got worried because the ayah says the only people that deserve safety, security, the only people that are truly safe are the ones who have Iman, and they don't mix it with any wrongdoing. They have Iman, but they don't mix it with wrongdoing. So they got, well, every human being does wrong. So they came to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ recited the ayah of Surah Luqman to them. You know, inna shirka la zulmun azim. He said, haven't you heard what Allah said in Surah Luqman? That shirk is the great wrongdoing. In other words, he was telling them, you don't mix your Iman with shirk. You don't mix your faith in Allah in your heart with any partner with Allah. Now when Ibrahim alayhi salam was talking to the people, they used to worship idols. They used to worship the sun. They used to worship the moon. They used to worship stars. So they mixed those things with Allah. When Allah's Messenger ﷺ was talking to Quraysh, they believed in Allah. They did. If you ask them, وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ. If you ask them who created the skies and the earth, they're going to say Allah. But they still do shirk. They say Allah created, but also, ma'adallah, Allah has daughters. Or He has these other gods. Or He has these other, they're mini gods. Right? So they believed in Allah and they did shirk. But alhamdulillah, the Muslims sitting in front of me today, myself, we don't worship idols. We only worship Allah Azza wa Jalla. But there's different kinds of shirk, isn't there? There's not just shirk of idols. When someone believes there's more than one God, there are other kinds of shirk that can happen. And I want to dedicate this khutbah to understanding at least some of those kinds of wrongdoing that can corrupt our iman. And if it corrupts our iman, we are no longer safe. We are no longer safe. And it's not idols. It's not the idols you see with your eyes. There are idols that can live inside of the heart. They can live inside. They're invisible idols. And you and I can have them and never even pay attention. And because of them, we are not safe. Because we have iman and we have some corruption inside that's keeping us from being safe. And we're not from the people that Ibrahim alayhi salam says should feel safety and should feel security. So what are those idols? You see, one way of thinking about it is no one should be feared more than Allah. No one should be feared more than Allah. I don't say you only fear Allah. That's not true. You can fear a snake. If you see a snake, you got scared. It's okay to be afraid. That's normal. Musa alayhi salam was talking to Allah Azza wa Jalla. When his stick turned into a snake, he got scared. He got scared right at that moment. When people came to the house of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the angels came and they looked like people. When they came in, فَأَوْجَسَ فِي نَفْسِهِ خِيفَةً. He felt scared. So being scared is not shirk. But the real question is to not be scared of anyone more than Allah Azza wa Jalla. More than Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now how do we do that? Sometimes you and I get scared of bankruptcy. We're going to lose all our money. Somebody's doing a job, and the job is not necessarily super halal. There's a little bit haram in there too. يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ. Or maybe they're doing a business and there's some money that comes from the business that's not exactly clean money. Maybe they lied to their customer. Maybe they cheated on their taxes. Maybe they're selling something haram itself. Maybe they're part of something that's filthy and vile and evil according to Allah. But they say that's only 10% of the business, 90% halal, 10% haram, that's okay. يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ. Because you're afraid if I stop doing that, then I'm going to lose my business. All my competition is going to win. I'm going to lose my job. Somebody else will take my job. Now you are more afraid of losing your money than you are afraid of Allah. So you would rather disobey Allah, and that means that you're not as scared of Allah as you are of losing your money. You see? That becomes a kind of shirk because no one should be feared more than Allah. What that means is, out of fear of something else, when you disobey Allah, that means Allah was not feared enough. Something else was feared more. That can become a kind of shirk living inside of my heart and your heart. Sometimes people are afraid of society. What are people going to say? I know what we have to do. I know what Allah said. I know what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But we have to do things this way because if we don't do things this way, your grandfather will be very upset. Your uncle will be very upset. The neighbors are going to talk. We have to have the wedding this way. We have to buy a house this way. We have to move into this neighborhood. We have to dress this way. Because there are families in which, for example, in Muslim families that have been Muslim for many centuries, and the daughter decides that she's going to wear a hijab. On her own, she decides she's going to wear a hijab. And her father will tell her, no, we don't do that in our family. What's your uncle going to say? What are your cousins going to say? You became weird. You're becoming too religious. You're becoming extreme. No, don't ruin the wedding for everyone. Don't put that on. Take that off. We have to take pictures at the wedding. Be normal. And so she decides not to obey Allah because she's afraid of her family. She's afraid of what they're going to say. A young man decides, I met a young man who started praying 5 times a day. And when you started praying 5 times a day, he wanted to go to the Jumu'ah prayer. And his father, terrified that his son will go to the Jumu'ah prayer. And he told him, if you love me, you will not go to Jumu'ah prayer. If you go to Jumu'ah prayer, you cannot live in my house. You cannot go live in my house. And his son is terrified that he is secretly hiding from his father going to Jumu'ah. And going and praying and coming back. Because sometimes people will put a fear in you of other people's comments, of society, of other things. And as a result of those things, you don't hold on to your iman. Those fears become more important than the fear of Allah. Remember the words of Ibrahim alayhi salam. How do you want me to be afraid of the shirk you do? You should be afraid that you are doing shirk with Allah. وَكَيْفَ أَخَافُ مَا أَشْرَكْتُمْ وَلَا تَخَافُونَ أَنَّكُمْ أَشْرَكْتُمْ بِاللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ عَلَيْكُمْ سُلْطَانًا فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ. Who should be safer? You think if you obey your family and disobey Allah, you're safer? Oh, no, I didn't get in trouble now. Nobody's angry with me. If you think you disobey Allah and you keep making haram money, you're safer now. You're financially safer because now you disobeyed Allah. You are kidding yourself. You are lying to yourself. The one who keeps your heart safe inside your ribs, the one who keeps your lungs safe inside your body, the one who keeps every blood vessel safe inside of you, the one who keeps your eyes from being able to see. He's the one keeping you safe, not your job, not your family, not anybody else. This is a lie we tell ourselves. So this one kind of very secret kind of dhulm that can come inside of us and we are no longer safe. We're no longer safe. Another kind of dhulm that I'd like to mention before this khutbah time is up is love. Sometimes we love something so much that it becomes more than the love of Allah. And what does that mean, the love of Allah? It means Allah wants me to love my mother. Allah wants you to love your spouse. Allah wants you to love your children. You can love sports, it's fine. You can love nice clothes, that's okay. You can love a nice car, no problem. If somebody said, man, I love that BMW, astaghfirullah, you should be, no, it's okay. You can love a BMW, no problem. It's okay. But you know what? If your love of someone and your love of something makes you disobey Allah, if your love of someone and your love of something makes you forget the love you have for Allah, their love takes away from Allah. It takes you farther and farther away from Allah. And everybody who's listening to this, myself included, know that sometimes our hearts, our feelings fall in love with something that is not good for us, is not good for our iman. And we know it. Nobody else has to come and give you a fatwa. Nobody else has to give you a tafsir. Your own heart is telling you, this is not good for my relationship with Allah. This love is hurting my love of Allah. You know it inside. بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا. A human being has full view of what's going on inside of themselves. They have complete view. And so you have to ask yourself, and I have to ask myself, am I mixing with my iman with a dhulm, a wrong kind of love? Have I let that inside me? On the outside, I'm still making salah. I'm still eating halal chicken. Everything looks like it's okay. But on the inside, لَبِسَ الْإِيمَانَ بِظُلْمٍ. That's not something I can check for you or you can check for me. This is a question we have to ask ourselves. And finally, I want to share with you something about trust. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Believers should only be placing their trust with Allah. But what in the world does that mean? Of course we trust some things. We trust people. We trust family. We trust our own ability. You trust that you can drive a car. You have trust. But when you start trusting that something is better for you, that Allah says is not better for you, when you put the trust in the wrong place, you see, sometimes we believe something is bad, but Allah says it's good. And sometimes we believe something is good, but Allah says it's bad. عَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌّ لَكُمْ عَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. You trust that this is good for you. You love it. It's good for you. Allah says, no, it's bad for you. No, but I have experience. I know a lot of people do it too. I trust what everybody else does. Sometimes you have to mistrust everyone else and only trust Allah. And you know what that means? Sometimes you become like Ibrahim alayhi salam, all alone. Everybody else thinks you're crazy. Everybody else, how are you going to trust Allah? You don't trust me? You don't trust your friends? You don't trust, everybody's crazy? You're the only normal one? And you'll say, it doesn't matter, I'm not afraid of your comments. I'm not afraid of who you think I trust and don't trust. I have decided to put my trust in Allah. More than even I trust myself. More than I trust society. More than I trust peer pressure. More than everything else, I put my trust in Allah. That is a difficult thing to do. But what do you get when you do that? Maybe you lose friends. Maybe you lose money. Maybe you lose social reputation. Maybe you get everybody else's bad comments. Maybe you become isolated and alone. But you know when you do that, you know what you get? You're not safe from anyone else, but you are in the safety of Allah. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَمْ يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ. They're the ones that have safety. They're the ones that are secure. They're the ones that are protected. And then he says, وَأُولَٰئِكَ وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. And they're the ones that are walking on the right path. Meaning they may be walking on a path, everybody's going different direction, they're going in different direction. But Allah says they're the only ones going on the right direction. And everybody passes them by and says, hey, where are you going? It's this way. Everybody's going this way. And he said, no, I'm going that way. I'm going that. Allah wants me to go this way. And you're completely okay and safe doing that because you overcame your fears. You overcame the wrong kinds of love. You overcame the wrong placing of trust. You were able to do that, then you find the safety of Allah. Then fire will not burn you. Then fire can't, even if you're thrown in a fire, it will refuse to burn. Ya naru kuni bardan wa salam. The fire becomes, this is what Allah teaches us in the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. How to be safe. And when you have that in this life, everything else is okay. Everything else is fine. People will come and go. Money will come and go, health will come and go, youth will come and go, opportunity will come and go, reputation will come and go. Everything that you have in this life will come and go. But the safety will stay. This will stay. And this is what we want in this life. Because when we come in front of Allah on Judgment Day, nothing of these things will matter. إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Somebody who came with a safe heart. That's the only thing that's going to matter. So I beg Allah Azza wa Jalla to give all of us the courage to not allow any wrongdoing to mix in with the iman we have inside of our hearts, so we can truly experience the safety and the peace that Allah Azza wa Jalla wants us to live with in this life, that Allah grants us the same courage that He granted to our father Ibrahim alayhi salam, and we become of those that He described even as a young man. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَمْ يَلْبَسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على أفضلهم وخاتم النبيين محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله رحمكم الله اتقوا الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا. بارك الله لي ولكم.